Today we have a look at the earthquake in Turkey, the Puppy Bowl, and so much more.
We have today's weather forecast with Trevor and a look at sports with Sawyer.
Today's Monday, February 13th, 2023.
We are live from Studio H12 in the Shroyer Broadcasting Center at Bradley Central High School, and you are watching Vox News Today.
Thank you for joining us on Vox News. I'm Amber Filyaw.
And I'm Audrey Keenum, and these are your top stories for today.
More than 1,000 people are now known to have died from the catastrophic earthquake that hit Turkey and Syria a week ago. Incredibly, emergency crews are still finding people alive under the rubble of collapsed buildings. But now, after surviving the earthquake, victims are trying to survive the bleak conditions they face. Volunteers are racing to get vital humanitarian assistance to survivors.
Americans who are currently in Russia are being told to depart the country as soon as possible. A travel advisory from the U.S. State Department says U.S. citizens should, quote, exercise increased caution due to the risk of wrongful detentions. The advisory also says Russian security services have previously arrested Americans, denied them fair treatment, and convicted them despite no credible evidence. According to the State Department, Russian security services are also targeting foreign and international organizations that they deem, quote, undesirable.
The College Board is calling out Florida officials. It's over the state's recent ban of a new high school advanced placement African American Studies course. In a statement, the board, which created the AP course, admitted it made mistakes in the rollout of the course, but said the dialogue over the issue has moved from healthy debate to misinformation. The College Board also said they should have immediately denounced what they call the Florida Department of Education slander, that the course lacks educational value. Additionally, the board says that claims that they were in frequent dialogue with Florida about the content of AP American Studies were false and politically motivated. Florida officials last month objected to some of the authors and topics, including Black queer studies and Black feminism, that were initially part of the course. Those authors and topics were not included when in the official framework released this month. The board also denies the claims the course was influenced by political pressure.
The U.S. military shoots down another identified object Sunday at President Joe Biden's order. According to the Pentagon, the craft was flying at 20,000 feet this time over Michigan's Upper Peninsula when U.S. fighter jets took it down. John Lorink reports, on Saturday, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau ordered craft over Canadian airspace. He told reporters the following day that recovery teams are, quote, looking to find and analyze the object.
The Guardians of the Galaxy are back for one last ride. A new trailer for the final movies in the series dropped Sunday during the Super Bowl. In it, Chris Pratt's Peter Quill is learning to deal with the loss of his beloved Gamora, played by Zoe Saldana. But it turns out she's back, or at least a version of her is back. In this, Gamora has no memory of her romantic relationship with Quill. The trailer also gives a glimpse of the new villain, Adam Warlock. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 follows the team on a dangerous mission as they face events from Rocket's past. In addition to Pratt and Saldana, stars Bradley Cooper, Karen Gillan, Dave Bautista, Pom Klementieff, and Vin Diesel all return for this final installment. The movie is set to hit theaters on May 5th.
A light show at Union Station Sunday night, celebrity rating the Kansas City Chiefs 38-35 Super Bowl victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. The Chiefs were down by 10 points at halftime, yet the team led by quarterback Patrick Mahomes scored on all four of their second half possessions. That includes Harrison Butker's game-winning field goal with less than a minute to go in regulation. This is Kansas City's second Super Bowl win in the past 4 seasons. Mahomes was named the most valuable player of the game. He threw 3 touchdowns without any interceptions, Kansas City Mayor Quentin Lucas tweeted after the game that the city will have a celebration parade on Wednesday.
And now let's check on our weather. What can you tell us, Trevor?
The weather has been pretty cold with a little bit of sun, so stay tuned for the forecast right after this break.
That sounds awful. Seriously, awful. But a lot better than last week.
We weren't born to follow.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Doug Vierthaler, General Manager of Cleveland Ford. And together,
We are Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Doug Vierthaler, General Manager of Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Doug Vierthaler, General Manager of Cleveland Ford. And together,
We are Cleveland Ford.
Welcome back to Vox News. I am your giant in the clouds, Trevor Walker, with your weather. And here's your weather at a glance for today. Today it is currently 27 degrees. The high will be 62 with a low of 33. On Thursday it will be 66 with the high and a low of 53. And on Wednesday it will be 62 with a high and a low of 58. Here's our national radar. As you can see, there is wet rain coming into New York and Boston and Washington. And now let's take a look at our local radar. As you can see in Tennessee, it is clear all throughout. And here's our 7-day forecast. Today it'll be a high of 62 with a low of 33 and sunny, partially cloudy with a high of 66 and a low of 53 for tomorrow. On Wednesday, there will be PM storms with a high of 62 and a low of 58. Thursday, kind of the same thing, 65 with a high and a low of 38. Friday, partially cloudy with a high of 44 and a low of 28. Saturday, it will be a high of 53 with a low of 33 with mostly sunny skies. And on Sunday, partially cloudy skies with a high of 59 and a low of 42. That is all I have for your weather. Here's Sawyer with your sports report.
Today we have the Chiefs win over the Eagles last night, Super Bowl 57, college basketball recaps, and more right at this break.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Doug Vierthaler, General Manager of Cleveland Ford. And together,
We are Cleveland Ford.
At Whirlpool, we don't know how leaving the house less can make you need to eat more, or why the inside of the fridge is just so interesting. But we do know how to make appliances you can trust, day after day, after day, after day.
I was told the place I was looking for didn't exist.
A place that could refine my raw talents into something greater.
Where I could ask big questions about my faith, not settling for easy answers.
And I could risk what's comfortable in pursuit of my dream.
To join with others, find my voice, and change the world.
I was told that place didn't exist.
Then I found Lee.
At McDonald's, we're making changes every day to serve you better. It's what we're made of. And serving you better means fresh beef quarter-pounder burgers. Your burger, his burger, her burger. All cooked fresh, right when you order. Made from pure North American beef and just a pinch of salt and pepper. Because we think there's nothing better than a fresh beef quarter-pounder burger made for you, right when you order. And that's just one way we're showing you what we're made of.
Well, you're wrong.
I'm wrong. You're the one who misrepresented the facts.
Misrepresent the facts? Are you kidding?
Your proposal's ludicrous.
My proposal will go exactly the way I say it will.
My dead body.
I think somebody needs a timeout.
Oh, that's the power of one.
Civility. Pass it on.
One grain of sand can turn the tide.
Welcome back to Vox News. I'm Sorry Hughes with your sports report. Super Bowl 57 was an epic battle of two heavyweights. Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City Chiefs rallied for a 38-35 comeback victory over Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles, capturing the franchise's third Lombardi trophy in the process. Hurts cashed in for his third rushing touchdown of the game, the first quarterback to accomplish such a feat in a Super Bowl, to make it 35-33 after a successful two-point conversation. Things were knotted up again, this time at 35. A game-altering penalty came when Eagles comeback James Bradbury drew a defensive holding penalty on third down with less than 2 minutes remaining. DeAndre Golston hit a three-pointer at the buzzer to give Missouri a stunning 86-85 victory over number 6 Tennessee on Saturday night. With 4.2 seconds left in the game and the Volunteers leading 85-83, Santiago Vescovi missed a free throw. His second attempt was waved off when Toby Awaka committed a lane violation, setting up a final chance for the Tigers. Golston took the inbounds and dribbled up the court before taking an off-bounds contested three-pointer from above 30 feet that switched through the net at the buzzer for the win. He was mobbed by his teammates after hitting the shot. Boo Buie scored 26 points, Chase Audigi added 15, and Purdue was defeated 64-58 by Northwestern on Sunday. Northwestern added a marquee victory to its campaign for the school's second NCAA tournament appearance under the direction of its seasoned backcourt. In 19 attempts, it was the Wildcats' first victory over the top-ranked team in the AP poll. Zach Edey, a star center for Purdue, who had won 11 straight games over Northwestern, finished with 24 points and 8 rebounds. Braden Smith scored 10 points overall while shooting only 1 of 7 shots with 3 minutes 50 seconds left in the game. Eddy's hook shot gave Purdue a 55-47 lead, but Northwestern went on a 17-3 run to win it. The New Orleans Saints or any other NFL team, according to NFL Network's report on Sunday, had not received a trade request from Las Vegas Raiders quarterback Derek Carr. Carr is predicted to be released by Las Vegas. Carr spoke with the Saints twice this week despite having a no-trade clause in his contract. According to NFL Network, a hypothetical deal between Las Vegas and New Orleans had the basic in place, but Carr's salary was a roadblock. Carr inked a 3-year, $121.5 million agreement with the Raiders last offseason. There's a clause in the agreement that guarantees Carr $40.4 million if he's on the Las Vegas roster as of February 14th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. That's all I have for sports. Stay tuned for more Vox News right after this break.
CRCC to me is a calling that God placed on my life to really step out in faith on something that I didn't think I could do, and it's been amazing to see how God's worked through it.
CRCC stands for Crossroads Community Church, but we're a church that our vision is to be a life-giving church in our community. We do that through helping people know God, find freedom, discover their purpose, and then go make a difference. And so that's what we're doing every week, is helping people discover their jam and go make a difference.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford. I am Doug Vierthaler, General Manager of Cleveland Ford. And together,
we are Cleveland Ford. And I wish it joy and happiness, but above all this, I wish you love.
Thank you.
Kindness. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Hey guys, this is Austin with Let's Bounce Rental. We're here to provide a quality inflatable for a great price. We have over 17 that's available, and we are easy to book and hassle-free, so you will never go wrong with getting a party done by Let's Bounce Rental. We are always here to provide a great service.
Our crew is dedicated to make sure your equipment arrives on time, set up properly, and without any hassle. Our job is to make sure you have access to the best inflatables so you can have the most fun possible at any event. Whether it's a school event, church gathering, or birthday party, we have the equipment for you. The best part is that we are a locally owned company. We pride ourselves on making sure our customers are taken care of. So the next event you have, plan for success with Let's Bounce Rental. Call us today at 423-435-4311 or reach us by email or website. Thank you.
Welcome back to Vox News.
I got it.
The 5 former Memphis police officers who've been charged with the death of Tyree Nichols face decertification. The process goes through the Post Committee or the Tennessee Peace Officers Standards and Training Commission. A representative told us, quote, "A notice to appear before the Post Subcommittee is in the process of being served on the former officers. The decertification hearing will take place at the next available Post Commission meeting, following 30 days after service of the notice," end quote.
The now disbanded Scorpion Police team in Memphis, Tennessee has been reassigned. It comes as the city continues to reckon with Tyree Nichols' beating and death. Regardless of whether these other officers were involved, some people disagree with that being the resolution to fixing the police culture. Pastor Dr. Earl Fisher, Missionary Baptist Church, says the issue paints a bigger picture.
A major fire is still burning at an industrial site in the eastern part of North Carolina. The fire broke out early Saturday morning in Wayne County at a site that stores railroad ties. The flames were so intense, crews and emergency responders from 17 fire departments were called in to help to contain the fire. No one was hurt and no surrounding homes or businesses were damaged. Authorities say fire crews will be likely at the site through Sunday morning and possibly into Monday. The cause of the fire remains under investigation.
A judge has ordered Drake, whose real name is Aubrey Drake Graham, to appear for a deposition in the case. According to court records, the hip-hop artist must testify in court before February 27th, or he could face a contempt charge. An attorney for the defense says Drake's testimony is necessary to the case, pointing out to jurors that the deceased rapper said before he died, quote, "If anybody kills me, it's Drake." Despite the supposed statement, the lawyer said investigators failed to talk to Drake about the killing. XXXTentacion was gunned down in an alleged robbery back in 2018. 3 men are currently on trial for his murder.
On the scene, police located a 13-year-old boy suffering from a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. Police were advised that his 2-year-old brother accidentally shot him after locating a gun in the home. The accidental shooting was called in just before 9 p.m. in the 500 block of Arlington Avenue. Investigators are still working on this case at the time and no charges have been filed.
50 million American adults plan to bet on the Super Bowl. For January of 2023, the Tennessee Sports Wagering Advisory Council estimates unofficial totals of around 411 million wagered and more than 7 million collected in privilege tax revenue. James Whalen says in the past year and a half, the average age of clients has dropped a decade. So the norm now are young men, late 20s and through the mid 30s, and many are sports wagering. He says that people who wager within multiple games at a time might be at risk.
Volunteers with the Tri-Community Fire Department are assisting the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office at the scene of a crash with injuries on East Brainerd Road at Everett Drive. Police say there are multiple patients injured. Hamilton County EMS is transporting them to the hospital. At this time, only one eastbound lane of East Raynard Road is now open. Drivers should avoid this area and take an alternative route.
A Sequatchie County Sheriff's Department correctional officer was involved in a shooting Friday afternoon after an inmate allegedly attempted to escape from a hospital. The Sequatchie County Sheriff's Office says, according to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, an inmate from the Sequatchie County Jail has transported to the Bledsoe County Erlanger for medical reasons, but allegedly attempted to run after receiving treatment. A release from the TBI states the correctional officer fired a taser at the suspect with no effect. When fired a service weapon, shooting the inmate at around 4 p.m., the suspect was taken back into custody and transferred to a Chattanooga hospital for treatment. His condition has not been released.
While many people will watch the Super Bowl on Sunday, another big game also took place. The 19th annual Puppy Bowl kicked off on Sunday, and it was historic. For the first time ever, the contest went into overtime. The game was knotted at 80 at the end of all of the regulation. Team Rough had trailed Team Fluff for most of the game, but tied it up in the fourth quarter. When the final whistle blew, Team Fluff hoisted the Lombardi Trophy with an 87-83 victory. This year's event featured 122 puppies selected from 67 animal shelters and rescue centers across the country. And for the first time ever, a Native American animal organization and a canine contestant from the West Indies participated. The Puppy Bowl first debuted in 2005 and is held each year to raise awareness about animal adoption. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
You will also find more online at our website, BCHS.TV.
Please remind your friends to like, subscribe, and share on our YouTube channel, BCHS Bear Network.
Tune in each weekday for our newscast. You just can't get enough Fox.
That is all we have for you today from Studio H12 and the Shroyer Broadcasting Center at Bradley Central High School.
From all of us with Vox News, thank you for watching.
We hope you have a splendid day.
And as always,
God bless
and go Bears.